Jason Rzucidlo reporting for AmericaJR.com, being joined by actress Sarah Butler. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Good morning.
Good morning to you too. First, could you tell me a little bit about how you got started in acting? I understand it's got something to do with Disneyland.
Well, it all started long before that. I had an interest in it from a young age and had a lot of fun doing school plays, and so that kind of led me to come down from Washington State, where I grew up, down to Los Angeles, and I went to school at USC, the University of Southern California, for about a year and a half. So that's really what brought me down to Los Angeles. And then when I got here, I had a friend who was working at Disneyland, and he said, we have auditions coming up to be one of the princesses, and if you could come, I think you'd be really good. And so I was like, well, that sounds like an amazing job. So I went in. I ended up doing that. I made Belle from Beauty and the Beast there for about a year and a half before I left and started getting more into auditioning and really focusing on my career.
All right. Now, I see you've been in many TV shows like CSI New York and Miami, as well as Prison Break. Which has been your favorite and why?
Well, I actually haven't been on Prison Break, but I did a project that the writers of Prison Break actually did. It was kind of like a little passion project for them they had been working on, and it was made as a webisode. However, it never hit the waves or the net or whatever you would call it. I think the production company ended up breaking up, which is unfortunate because it was a pretty interesting little show, but you never know. And as for the other two, let's see, they were both so fun. I got exploded in both of my CSI episodes.
Oh, wow.
So, I don't know, I'm just very combustible. I don't know why, but let's see. It was really nice working on both shows, but I think on CSI New York, the staff and the cast kind of embraced me, and I've kind of formed friendships with a couple of the cast members and the writer, and then even Gary Sinise, who not only stars on the show, but he produces it as well. He's like a really great guy, and I hear it all over town. People always think he's a great guy, but getting to work for him, I just really realized that because he took the time to come up to me, and I really didn't have that big of a role on the episode, but he came up and he addressed me by name, and he just said, Sarah, it was a pleasure having you on the show. You did a great job. Thank you very much. And I just thought, that's so nice. He looked me in the eye and he shook my hand, and it's something so small, but it makes a really big difference. So that was a fun time on that set.
That's right. Very cool. How did you find out that you're going to be the lead actress on the new film I Spit on Your Grave?
Well, it just came through like any other audition. I just got an email from my agent, learn these pages and go to this place this time, and that's pretty much all I knew about it at first. And those original pages didn't really reveal that much about the plot line of the movie, so I really didn't know that much about it. And it wasn't until I got offered the second audition and they gave me the script that I really realized what I was getting myself into. And it was scary at first. It was like, oh, I don't know if I can do this movie. Like, there's just so much in it that it's tough material and something that I hadn't really ever considered that I might have to do. But underneath all the violence and the nudity and things that are kind of scary as an actress reading a script for the first time, I realized that there was actually a really great role under that where I could just have a huge character arc, and it's a great opportunity for someone at this point in my career. So I got really excited about it, and they wanted to make sure I was comfortable with the material, and the more I talked to them about it, the more excited I got. I was just like, no, I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to make this really awesome, and never looked back from there. So I think I got really lucky.
All right. Could you tell me a little bit about your character in the film?
Sure, yeah. I play Jennifer Hill, and I'm a writer, and I live in the big city, and I've just had a great success with my first novel, and I'm going to be writing my sophomore novel. So it's kind of a pressure, you know. That sophomore move is always a difficult one, and so in order to get some peace and quiet to work on it, I decided to rent a cabin out in the country, and so that's where I am when I'm attacked by some of the locals who kind of have a distorted view of city folk, and they don't really understand us. And it's interesting, you know, in the original film, they didn't really explain why these men would want to attack the woman, and this, in our version, it's definitely explained more about just the point of view of these people who live out in the country and feel that, you know, city folks think that they're better than them, and they resent them for that. And not only that, but I'm a woman, and I'm walking around their town and not paying them any attention, and how dare I, you know? So kind of shows that resentment building in them, that explains why they would do such a thing. It doesn't justify it, but they come and attack me, and you know, after being through such an ordeal and rape and everything, it gives me a complete new perspective as Jennifer, and I kind of turn into something that maybe people might even call even worse than what the rapist did to me, in exacting my revenge on them in very cruel, twisted, invented ways.
All right. Copyright 2010, AmericaJR.com, Detroit, Michigan, USA.